Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. What if I told you the gears don't always have to follow the traditional rules? Today we are stepping into the world of next generation gear modeling, the Monopole Gear. And the real power behind this design is not the complicated equations or imported geometry. It's simple variable pattern and the blocks in SolidWorks. In this video, I will show you how to take the basic block, convert it into a reusable building element, and then drive it using fully customizable variable pattern, with the pattern controlling the position, angle, and thickness. We will build a completely unique monopole gear profile, something that would be extremely time consuming with the standard features. By the end of this video, you won't just learn how to model the monopole gear, you will understand how to combine the blocks and the variable pattern to create any complex, non-uniform geometry you can imagine. Whether you are a student, designer, or SolidWorks enthusiast, this technique will take your parametric modeling skills to another level. So let's begin, and trust me, you are going to look at the variable pattern at very differently after this tutorial. First of all, we need the gear profile. Just use it as the revolve cut. Means we will be basically doing the revolve cut of that profile on the base model, and then we will apply variable pattern on that revolve cut. So let's start. Here I am using the traditional method to create the gear profile. First, activate the circle tool and then select the front plane and create the circle of basically a diameter value 56 mm, and then make it coincident with the origin like this. Then create another circle of dia 52 and the third one of dia 48 like this. Now create the line dividing the circle in two halves, this one, and then using 3-point arc create the arc on this side, snapping the outer circle and the base circle. Now let's do the mirror. Activate the mirror tool and then select the arc, then mirror about, select the line, and that's it. Now activate the center line tool and create the center line starting from the end point of the arc and connecting it with the origin like this. Basically here we are going to specify the pressure angle, so make it tangent with this arc, and then let's create one more center line like here, and here we will be applying intersect relation, this point, this, and this one. In a similar way on the other side, intersection relation. Now again activate the center line tool, and this time create the center line somewhere like this, and then let's make it tangent with this arc and also make it coincident with this point. Then specify the angle value, that is basically we can say 18, or maybe we can use the 20, that is the pressure angle commonly used. Now after that activate the center line again and create the center line here, this center line, and then create another center line starting from the origin and intersecting that one. Now select the center lines and apply the perpendicular relation between them. Also make sure the center line is equal with the previously created. And now specify the angle, that is basically 9 degree, or we can say here we want 26 number of teeth, so let's do 180 by 26, that is basically something 6.92. And now let's do the circular pattern. Activate the circular pattern and then select this one, and in number of instances enter the teeth value, that is 26. That's it. Now we need only the half portion of this profile, so let's trim the another half using trim tool like this. Also let's trim these unnecessary entities and make it the gear profile. Here the thing we're gonna do is we are going to basically convert this profile into a block. Type block in the command search and then click on the make block option and then select this profile and click on the green tick. And that's it. You have created it as a block. Now let's save it. Type save block and then click on the save block option and then save this block and give it the name like gear 2, and that's it. It is saved. Now we're gonna use this block to do the revolve cut. So let's move to our base feature. Now let's create the base feature. For that we will be going to use the revolve. First of all, activate the sketch on the front plane, then activate the center line tool and create the center line like this. Then again activate the line tool and create the horizontal line starting from the end point of the center line. Similarly, create the another horizontal line starting from the origin. And now let's apply dimensions to them. Activate the smart dimension and apply the length of the horizontal line, that is basically going to be 15 mm. And then similarly this one also 15 mm. Then activate the 3-point arc and create the arc like this, something like this. And then again specify the radius of the arc, that is basically 120, this one, and the overall length, that is basically going to be 23 or maybe 22, like this. Now switch to the features tab and click on the revolve option, and that's it. We are ready with our base feature, but before that let's apply chamfer to its side. Activate the chamfer tool and then select this edge, but make sure the chamfer distance is set to 2 mm and select this edge. And that's it. We are ready with our base model. Now before proceeding further, let's create a plane, basically plane at the middle of this model, so that we can create the sketch and import a block that we have created previously on that plane. To do so, click on the reference option and then click on the plane and select this face and this one and click on the green tick. Now we are ready with our plane. Then simply activate the sketch on that plane and activate the circle tool and create the circle starting from the origin. Basically this circle is just a path circle, we can say. On this circle we will be placing the center point of our block and the block will rotate around it. So we can say it's a path. Specify the diameter, that is 77 mm, and make it for the construction purpose. Then simply hide the plane because we no longer need it, like this. Now after that let's insert the block. From the command search, type insert and click on the insert block, and from the browse option browse to the folder where you have saved the block and then click on it like this. Now you can observe there are two options, that is block gear and block 1. So let's choose the block 1 like this and click to place it. You can place multiple blocks by clicking one by one on the screen, but here I need only this one block, so just simply click on the green tick. Now let's do one more thing, that is the center line. Activate the center line tool and create the center line starting from the origin till the circumference of the path, like this. Then another center line starting from the origin. Basically this center line is going to be the key for our block. So we will be simply placing the block, or we can say we will be applying coincident mate of the center point of the block with the end point of the center line, so that when the center line moves, our block also moves This way we can define the rotation of our block around the path. First, let's apply the dimension to it with this base center line. That is basically going to be 3 degrees, like this. So many of you guys may be thinking why I have done the 3 degrees. So you can do any number you want, but here I want to rotate the block around this path at every 3 degrees, so that it will take I think approx 120 turns to complete the revolution. Now the twist here is I'm going to revolve this block around the base feature at every 3 degrees. Means every time it will revolve at a 3 degree, at a multiple of 3. That is, first is 3, then it will do 6 degree, then 9, then 12, and so on. In a similar way, I'm going to make it rotate around its own center point. That is basically a 1.5 degrees at every time. So when it's going from 3 degree to 6 degree, then it will also rotate around its center point from 1.5 degrees to 3 degrees, like this. So first let's do the coincident mate with this center line endpoint, like this. And now you can observe the block snapped to it. It can freely rotate around around its own center point. Now again activate the center line tool and create the center line starting from this point of the block, like this, somewhere around this, and apply the collinear relation with this line and this side of the block, this, like this way. This center line is basically to make the block rotate around its own center point. So let's just specify the angle value, activate the smart dimension tool, and then specify the angle value, that is this center line with this line, to be 1.5 degrees. As I mentioned earlier, it is going to rotate around its axis at every 1.5 degrees. Now we are ready with our sketch of the variable pattern. Now if I change the 3 degrees to 6 degrees, you can observe the block rotates around the path, and if I change the 1.5 to 3, you can observe it rotates around its axis. Like this way, we are going to apply the variable pattern to it. But before that, let's do the revolve cut. Switch to the features, click on the revolve cut, and select this as the axis. You can observe the preview and click on the green tick. Now we have done our first cut. Now let's proceed with the variable pattern. Activate the variable pattern from the drop down, like this. Now in features to pattern, select the extrude cut, and in sketch entities, select the sketch, like this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create the pattern table. You can basically create the pattern table from in the Excel and then import it to the SolidWorks, or you can create it from the scratch. So here I'm going to create it from the scratch. Just click on the pattern table, and the number of entities I'm going to basically choose is 118 degrees. We have already created the first entity, that is 3 degree and 1.5 degree. So let's do 118, and that's it. Now, after creating pattern table, select this 3 degree as the first dimension and then the 1.5 as the other dimension. Now you can observe we have the two dimensions, that is D2 and D3. Now here, let's change the parameter, that is 6 degree, then the third turn to be 9, the fourth one to be 12. Now, similar to the Excel table, select them and then and when this plus icon appear, just click and drag to the bottom, like this. This works same as in Excel, and that's it. Now let's do it with the 1.5 degree. The first is 1.5, the second will be 3 degrees. Then we're gonna use 4.5 and then 6 degrees. So just do the similar thing, select them and drag it to the bottom. Like this. And now we are ready. Now, simply click on the update preview to get the preview of what is going to happen. Now you can observe the preview once it's updated. It can take a bit of time. And that's it. We are ready with our preview and that looked perfect. So simply click on the OK button and click on the green tick. And here we go. Now we are ready with our Monopole Gear. You can observe the preview. That's look perfect. And this is how the variable pattern can help us to create the complex geometries within the seconds. And that's it. So this was all about the variable patterns and the blocks and how can you create the complex geometries using variable pattern. This was all about this video. Hope you like it. See you again with another amazing topic on SolidWorks.